When someone hurts you, it is not the pain that destroys you. It is your reaction to it. In the temple, we are taught not to suppress pain, but to study it, breathe through it, and transform it. In the quiet halls of the Shaolin temple, we learn that the most dangerous wounds are not the ones that bleed, but the ones that leave invisible scars on the mind. Many people walk through life like glass. They are shattered inside, but still managing to reflect light outside. And when they hurt others, it's not because of something you did, it's because they don't know what to do with their own pain. Understanding this truth is the first step toward emotional freedom. When someone insults you, betrays you, gossips about you, or disrespects you, the instinct is to internalize it. Why did they say this to me? What did I do wrong? The mind creates a loop of self-blame, of over-analysis, of trying to fix a situation that was never yours to fix. But in the teachings of Zen, we are reminded. Imaginary mirror. If a person spits on it, does the mirror become dirty from within? No. The dirt lies on the surface, and with time, with breath, with awareness, it can be wiped clean. But if the mirror absorbs that dirt, believing it belongs to it, the clarity is lost. You must remain like that mirror. Let others throw their projections, but do not hold on to them. Some people are carriers of emotional toxicity. Their hurt has hardened into a shield. Their fear disguises itself as aggression. When they lash out, they are not attacking you, they are defending themselves from their own inner demons. It is not your job to heal them, to explain yourself endlessly, or to shrink your light. There is power in simply not accepting what isn't yours. If someone sends you a package of poison and you refuse to accept it, who does it still belong to? Them. Taking things personally is a form of self-importance. It suggests that we are the cause of everything that happens to us. But that is an illusion. People's actions are born from their upbringing, traumas, patterns, fears, and frustrations. You are merely a moment in their story, not the reason for the plot, so don't try to rewrite their script. Focus on your own role. When someone hurts you, instead of saying, "Why me?" try asking, what's going on inside of them? This shift does not excuse their behavior. It liberates you from carrying it. You stop being the victim and become the observer. That is real power. And remember this: silence is not weakness. Distance is not disrespect. Sometimes choosing not to engage is the highest form of self-respect. You don't have to fight every battle. Not every insult needs to be reopened just to prove it bleeds. As Master Shi Heng Yi teaches, those who live with awareness can see through the behavior of others without taking it to heart. Your peace is too sacred to be disturbed by someone who doesn't even know how to protect their own. When you stop taking it personally, you begin to move like water, flowing around obstacles, reflecting light, and never losing your nature, no matter what stone is thrown your way. That is the first way to handle people who hurt you. Do not make their pain your identity. There is a teaching passed down in the temple. A true warrior is not the one who strikes first, but the one who waits in silence until the right moment arrives. And often, that moment is stillness. When someone hurts you, whether with words, actions, silence, or betrayal, your mind will beg for a reaction. Your blood might heat, your thoughts race, your ego feels disrespected, and it wants justice now. But this is not discipline, this is reactivity. And there is a deep difference between the two. To react is to become a puppet of your emotions. To respond is to remain the master of your mind. In Shaolin philosophy, every movement begins with stillness. Every strike is preceded by awareness. Every word spoken is weighed against its consequence, because in the gap between stimulus and response, that tiny moment of pause. To breathe, to observe, you will be ruled by your impulses, and nothing destroys inner peace faster than an untrained impulse. When someone provokes you, what they really want, whether consciously or unconsciously, is to pull you into their storm. Their chaos becomes your chaos the moment you bite the hook. That's how arguments spiral, that's how regret is born, that's how relationships are damaged. But if you learn the sacred discipline of holding your center, you will realize you never have to attend every conflict you're invited to. Think of it like this. If someone throws fire at you and you respond with fire, the blaze grows. But if you respond with water, with calm presence, with grounded awareness, the fire fizzles. It loses its power. And what is water really? It's just patience in liquid form. The purpose of responding rather than reacting is not to suppress your emotions, but to channel them. Anger is not evil. It is a form of energy, but if you don't master it, it will master you. When someone hurts you, it's okay to feel, but don't let that feeling guide you. Master Shi Heng Yi once said, "The strong man is not the one who strikes the hardest, but the one who holds himself back when he could destroy." That is real strength. That is real freedom. In our modern world, reacting quickly is often seen as confidence. Firing back immediately is mistaken for courage. But the wise know that silence can be louder than shouting. A measured breath can be stronger than an argument. And walking away, fully aware, is sometimes more victorious than winning the fight. When you respond instead of reacting, you teach others how powerful stillness can be. You model what it means to be in control. You no longer live at the mercy of someone else's chaos. You become an island of calm in a sea of turbulence. But make no mistake, this is not easy. The pause between reaction and response is forged through daily practice. Meditation, observation, breathing. Training your body not to move impulsively and your mouth not to speak unnecessarily. You cannot pretend to have peace, you must build it. When you are centered, insults become echoes. They pass through you without damage. The same words that once triggered you now dissolve into the background noise of a world still learning how to heal. You no longer dance with every shadow. You wait. You observe. And when you do act, so if someone wounds you, don't rush to defend, attack or explain. Sit with the wound, breathe into it, let it reveal its lesson before you respond. And when you do respond, let your words carry the weight of wisdom, not the fire of wounded pride. This is how you turn pain into power. This is how you become the master of your own state. Pain is real. When someone deceives you, disrespects you, or abandons you, the pain you feel is not imaginary. It moves through your body like fire. It lingers in your chest like a storm that refuses to pass. But the deeper teaching, the one that separates a reactive life from a conscious life, is this: pain is not the enemy. Attachment is. In the Shaolin tradition, we are not told to run away from emotions. We are not trained to suppress anger, deny grief, or avoid disappointment. Instead, we are taught to observe, to sit with the feeling, acknowledge it, and allow it to move through us without holding on. But those is the art of emotional non-attachment. What does this look like in daily life? It means that when someone breaks your trust, you don't pretend it didn't hurt. You feel it fully, without shame, without resistance. But you also don't allow that pain to become your identity. You don't keep replaying the moment in your mind like a broken record. You don't let it define your worth or poison your future. Just like the wind rustling through a bamboo forest, feelings must be allowed to pass. But if you cling to them, if you build a home for them in your mind, they will shape your worldview. One betrayal becomes a belief that no one can be trusted. One insult becomes a foundation for self-doubt, and one moment of rejection becomes a lifelong narrative of unworthiness. The ancient masters compared the mind to a still lake. When disturbed, the ripples distort the reflection. But when the disturbance ends, clarity returns on its own. Non-attachment is not about becoming numb. It is about not adding unnecessary waves to the water. People who hurt you are often unaware of their impact. They act from their own fears, their own brokenness, their own confusion. If you internalize their behavior, you carry their burden. If you attach to the story of what they did, you become entangled in their karma. But if you acknowledge what happened, feel what you need to feel, and then release it, you remain free. In meditation, we practice watching our thoughts like clouds passing across the sky. No cloud is permanent. No emotion stays forever. The mistake is thinking that we are the cloud, when in truth, we are the sky itself. Vast, open, untouchable. Emotional non-attachment is not coldness. It is not indifference. In fact, it is the highest form of compassion. It allows you to be fully present without being consumed. You can be kind without being exploited. You can be understanding without being manipulated. And you can love. There is a saying in Zen, let go or be dragged. The pain someone caused you may not be your fault, but holding on to it becomes your responsibility. You do not let go because they deserve peace. You let go because you do. And so when someone hurts you and the waves rise inside, watch them, feel them, and then bow to them with gratitude as they leave. Do not grip them like treasures. Do not wear them like armor. Let them be part of your past, but not your prison. This is the third way to handle people who hurt you. Not by fighting the emotion, not by numbing it, but by witnessing it with clarity and releasing it with grace. In the Shaolin way of living, there is a deep respect for Kui, your life energy, your inner vitality. It is not something to be wasted, nor is it something to be carelessly given away. Just as a candle's flame must be protected from the wind, if it is to shine steadily, your energy must be protected from those who bring chaos, disrespect, or emotional harm into your space. Many people confuse setting boundaries with being unkind or distant. They worry that by saying no, by walking away, by limiting access, they are being selfish. But this is a misunderstanding. Boundaries are not built out of bitterness. They are not walls that shut everyone out. They are gates that allow only what aligns with your peace to enter. There is an old saying, if you do not teach people how to treat you, they will teach you how little they value you. Every time you allow someone to overstep, to speak to you with disrespect, to take more than they give, you are silently saying, this is acceptable. The longer you remain silent, the louder your tolerance becomes. But setting boundaries doesn't mean you must confront with anger. In the Shaolin tradition, power is quiet. It is not in shouting, but in clarity. A gentle, I don't allow that in my space, carries more weight than hours of defensive explanation. The river does not yell at the rock in its path. It simply flows around it, changing direction without losing its essence. To protect your energy, you must first become aware of how it feels. After spending time with someone, do you feel lighter or heavier, calmer or more agitated, more grounded or more confused? The body speaks before the mind understands. Listen to it. If someone consistently drains your peace, it's not your responsibility to fix them. Your responsibility is to maintain your own balance. Some people will not respect your boundaries. They will guilt you, call you selfish, or accuse you of changing. But this too is a lesson. Those who benefit from your lack of boundaries will always resist your growth. You are not here to keep others comfortable. You are here to live in alignment with your inner truth. And that requires strength. Think of a temple, peaceful, sacred, serene. But it is not open to everyone at every hour. There are times for silence, there are spaces that are restricted, there are rituals and rules that protect the purity of the environment. Your life must be treated the same way. It's not everyone gets access to the deepest parts of you. Not everyone deserves your full availability. Setting boundaries also means redefining what you tolerate in your relationships. If someone hurts you repeatedly, says sorry, and continues to repeat the same behavior, it is not a mistake. It is a pattern, and patterns require conscious decisions. Forgiveness is noble, but without boundaries, it becomes self-abandonment. In Shaolin training, we often speak of inner gates. These are energetic thresholds, invisible but powerful lines that determine what you allow into your mental, emotional, and spiritual space. When you learn to guard your inner gates, you no longer react to every provocation. You no longer absorb every mood, every criticism, every expectation. You become like the mountain, grounded, firm, unmoved by passing storms. Boundaries are not about shutting people out. They are about inviting the right ones in, the ones who understand your value, the ones who listen when you say, "That's not okay," the ones who do not take your peace for granted, because your energy is not unlimited. If you give it away without discernment, you will eventually run empty, resentful, fatigued, disconnected from yourself. To walk the path of inner mastery, you must learn to love without losing yourself. You must learn to give with awareness, not out of obligation. You must be kind but not available to everyone at all times. And you must understand this. Protecting your peace is not a betrayal of others. It is a sacred act of honoring yourself. This is the fourth way to handle people who hurt you. Not with anger, not with vengeance, but with the quiet discipline of boundaries. Not out of fear, but out of reverence for your own inner sanctuary. There comes a moment in the journey of self-mastery when you realize that not everyone will understand you, and not everyone is meant. You could pour your heart out to someone, explain your pain, your story, your silence, your boundaries, and still be misunderstood. Why? Because understanding is not about how well you explain yourself. It is about, in the Shaolin temple, we are taught that energy speaks before language. A tiger doesn't need to roar for you to feel its presence. A still lake doesn't need to announce its depth. Likewise, when a person is truly attuned to your spirit, they will sense your energy even in your silence. They will respect your space without needing constant justification. They will feel your intentions without needing an elaborate performance. One of the most draining experiences in life is trying to convince the wrong people to see your worth. You explain, you justify, you repeat yourself, and still they question you. Still they distort your words. Still they label your peace as arrogance, your silence as indifference, your distance as coldness. But this is not your failure. It is a reflection of their own limited awareness. The right people, those aligned with your frequency, will never require you to shrink yourself to be loved. You won't have to over-explain your boundaries. You won't need to defend your growth. You won't have to apologize for your healing. They will see it, they will honor it, and more importantly, they will feel it. When someone truly feels you, there is no need to raise your voice to be heard. There is no need to beg for attention, to prove your loyalty, or to explain why you need space. Your energy will speak before you do. Your presence will do more than your words ever could. We live in a world obsessed with validation. Social media teaches us that being seen is more important than being felt, that being loud is better than being still. But in the way of the Shaolin, we are taught that truth is quiet. Real presence does not announce itself, it simply is, and those meant to walk beside you will recognize it. There will always be people who cannot meet you where you are, not because you are too much, but because they are not ready to meet themselves. And when they hurt you, when they dismiss your needs, cross your boundaries, or mock your sensitivity, it is not always out of cruelty. Sometimes it is ignorance. Sometimes it is because they do not yet know how to hold space for someone as aware as you. But you must not let that break your spirit. You must not water yourself down just so others can swallow you more easily. You must not translate your soul into a language that was never meant for them to understand. Because the right people, those who are meant to be in your life, will already speak that language. They will read between your silences. They will notice your energy shift. They will feel when something is off. Your only task then is to remain true to yourself. Speak with clarity, act with integrity, and honor your energy. If someone cannot feel that, even after you've given your best, let them go in peace. You are not here to be decoded by everyone. You are here to live in alignment, not explanation. In Shaolin philosophy, there's a principle called Shin, the heart mind. It suggests that the deepest connections do not come from intellect alone, but from a merging of emotional resonance and intuitive understanding. When you meet someone from Shin, everything flows. There is no struggle to be seen, no need to perform, just presence, just being. So if someone misunderstands you, distorts your intentions, or resists your truth, do not force connection. Do not keep bleeding to prove your pain is real. Instead, return to yourself. Trust that the right ones will feel you, even in your quiet. This is the final way to handle people who hurt you. Not by proving anything to them, not by begging to be understood, but by knowing that the ones who are meant to walk your path will never require you to explain your soul. So now you understand, hurt will come, as surely as the wind moves through the trees. But what you do with that hurt, that is where your path begins. You don't have to become the pain you receive. You don't have to mirror the chaos thrown at you. And you don't have to waste your light explaining it to those who are blind to it. Let others walk their paths. Let your peace become your boundary. And let your silence become your strength. In the temple, we do not train to fight others. We train to not fight ourselves. We do not seek revenge, we seek mastery. So walk gently, speak only when needed. Hold yourself with discipline. Release what was never yours to carry. And remember this. It is not the storm that destroys you. It is forgetting that you were the sky all along. The people who hurt you may never change. But if you protect your energy, act with awareness, and move from a grounded heart, then you are already free. Begin today, not by reacting, but by breathing and choosing presence over pain.